Asitukunayana, Sumayana, Siataya. Welcome to Reigniting the Soul Spark, a podcast dedicated to supporting you as you navigate spiritual awakening and step into spiritual enlightenment. Through conversation, meditations, and light language activation, the intent is to remind you of the spark that rests within the center of your heart so that you may find the truth of what it means to be fully alive. Hi, my name is Zara. If it feels in resonance with your soul, get comfy, relax, and enjoy the ride. This is a follow-up episode from episode 3 in which we address the root cause of many of the horrors that we currently see being unveiled in society today. So, now that you know the game, how do you navigate? It's a really interesting dialogue in how to come to peace with the atrocities that have and are occurring here on the earth plane. I find that the recognition of the problem is first and foremost what's required to catalyze the change that we wish to see. The conditioning of the past has been very much to ignore what we find uncomfortable, unpleasant, and move into a different space. And let me tell you, I know this pattern. I understand it well because to face issues of sex trafficking, child rape, and pornography rings that are here to suck your soul is just not love and light. Or is it? This is what we've got to look at. Where is the original condition of the, quote, original sin, end quote, coming from? The original sin, as it's been labeled through biblical terms, has been convoluted beyond recognition. Sin was never anything bad. Sin was purely separation from source. It was a game that we decided to play when we were in the hands of the One, united in bliss and harmony. We didn't know pleasure or pain. We just were. And that in itself was ecstatic. But how could we tell? And so we decided to go on this journey of evolution far away from the eternal self in order to begin to recognize each other. It was a long evolution, many crossroads, counterfeits, and agendas across time and space, because when we separated, we said, have fun. We did not believe in horror or atrocities or good and evil. We were so pure in thought and intent that all we knew is that we wanted to have a good time. And so we played. But the game got out of hand, and as that severing from source's eternal light unfolded, there were many who took the road less traveled, down a darker path to see the existence of space beyond grace. And so they walked time and time again, a little further each time, to ensure that the path was lit for us to find our way home. We each had a mission when we left the original state. It was to play, to have fun, to bask in light, in dark, in unity, in rhythm, in isolation, in separateness, in anger, in joy, love, and fear. We wanted it all. We wanted a journey so disruptive that it would shake us out of our separate state. Because at some point we would want to go home, and we were afraid if we lost our way, there would be no one there to guide us. So we put a safety mechanism in place. When the time is right, things will get so far out of hand that we will have no choice but to see the truth. We'll come back to the eternal light because the absurdity of the situation will be so apparent that we'll have no other way to shake ourselves out of extinction. And this is what has occurred. The present moment in age is here specifically to allow ourselves to find our way home. It is when the discomfort arises that the growth is catalyzed. and we knew it. We knew there would come a time when it all must come to an end, for the cycle of cataclysm and destruction would come, and there would be vast results for creation as a whole if we did not shake ourselves out of our slumber. So I ask you, is it your time? Is it your time to wake up? Not just from the alien agendas, corruption, greed, that has made its way into every part of our society and the physical form. But are you ready to wake up to the true creator that you are? Because if so, it is time to take the ride of your life. Integrating duality is no easy task. It is not one event. It is a process that can take years of pain and suffering before you choose to step forth into the light. And when you see the light, you will see that it washes away your pain. It shows you pleasure. And then you reject what you once had as a nightmare, a bad dream. And you do your best to move away. This light is also a nightmare. It's also a trap. It's also a mechanism of greed and control that says, I know better than you. Come here to this trapdoor. I'll make sure you fall through and take care of your essence, your soul. You don't need to fight. This in itself is the Savior's white light. This is the light where we give away our power to someone or something outside of us that will rescue us. Whether we see the Savior as Jesus, the Dalai Lama, the Buddha, Krishna, or any myriad of Hindu, Greek, Christian, Islamic, Egyptian, or secular saints, angels, or gods. This is also not the way. It's a way. It always will be. You can go this road if you choose. Yes, it can bring a bit of lightness. It can create miracles. It can help carry the burdens and wash away, quote, sins of the past, end quote. But this is not the eternal light of the first eternal source creator. The eternal light does not judge you in physical form. It would never say you are impure or unholy. It would never bring you to a place that you did not belong, and would never in a million years say that you need someone or something to rescue or save you. The eternal light of God, Source, Creator, knows that you are your own Savior, knows that you can take off your own chains, stage your own revolt, and come back to the knowing that you are the infinite source of all that is. There is absolutely no saving necessary from these eyes, because you are exactly where you are meant to be in order to rise. When we look outside of the self to gain knowledge, power, wisdom, or control, we give it away. When we come back into the heart of the matter, we find the real wisdom. We find the balance point and the gateway to all existence. We harmonize pleasure, pain, and we bring it all back to the source light that it is. We remember that we are one, and we wake up out of our coma of separation to ensure that others have the same chance. By all means, use the white light for what it's worth. It has its place. It has its purpose. However, it is a finite resource to a limited ends. But sometimes we all need a break. When the onslaught has passed and you are ready to survey your conditions, have a look at the truth of you. Look deeply into your cellular conditions that said you are not, that said this force does not run through you and is you. Deep within the gene code lay a barrier of lack, constraint. We are each breaking this down bit by bit as we go about our day. We are beginning to have the signs of awakening from deep sleep to remember the truth of who we are. That cellular resonance that is of the eternal flame is burning brightly in each strand of your DNA, each molecule of your blood, each ignition point of your cellular gates. This flame is no longer denied access, and it can light at any time. What you do with it is up to you. That is your journey. What I suggest is that you come home to your heart. This is the only space that will bring you the satisfaction that you are looking for. The only space that will bring all conditioning to an end, where you can see from the eyes of the One. Gunayana Sutta Gunayana. This is the light that shines no more evil or hatred or judgment on any that surround. This is the purity of the Creator that accepts all. In this light, the cellular spark can fire and take on a whole new direction. Rather than existence extinguished, it can guide new timelines and mend bridges with the past. It can become a guide for thousands to do the same. And as a result, we have a population that reclaims its land and its sovereignty. There is no more fight. It is time to put down your guard. Make amends and do what you need to do to rise. The time has come to end the war, to end the fight, and be the true hero you were put here to be. When you are ready for this journey, you will see that you created it all. And in this realization, you can change it. So to those of you speaking up, speaking out, such as Candace Owens, Russell Brand, I don't see through your eyes, but I see what you see. I don't hear with your ears. I have my own. And riling a population to the point of revolt is the only way that you will get them to create change. But what if you got them on board with the real change? Get them to change their hearts. Get them to the point of so much love that they want to stop in their tracks and forgive. Get them to the point of so much love that their forgiveness lies within the self and the other at the same time. This is the revolution we require. This is where we will see justice served and harm undone. Those of you who speak up, you have an opportunity. You have a gift. Get them to love themselves and each other so much that they would never let these atrocities and this takeover occur. What do you say? Gunayana, Sumayana, Siata Gunayana. Want to play? Gumayana, Gumayana, Siataya. So, where are you still giving your power away? Where are you saying that the light is outside of your own self? Don't fall for this trap. Don't play victim to the game. Step up into your own space to be the hero of your journey. Because you are. Gunayana, Sutta Gunayana, Sittayana, Sutta Gunayana. And the light of the eternal essence of the heart will guide you home. It is time to make amends with the people in your life. The suffering, the anger, the heartaches, the pain, the torment, the loss, the confusion, and the devastation. Bring it all in. Bring it close. Don't deny it any longer. Hold it in the heart and release the pain. You may have tears of 1,000 rivers, or the anger and vengeance of 1,000 scorned lovers. Please let it be. Gunayana Sutta Gunayana. Don't deny it any longer. These expressions of you seek solace, and they can't receive this cleansing if you won't allow. So balance the expression of yourself. Allow yourself to weep and grieve for all that has been lost. It has been a long ride. It is your time to rise, and only you can do it. Seek out professional help if you require. There are excellent facilitators who understand the nature of this space. If you are feeling suicidal energy, please remember these thoughts are not your own. These are implants sent from a very faraway land to give you an opportunity to rise to the occasion. But don't go the path on your own. Find friends, seek community, build bridges. Isolation is what they want to harvest souls. Thus, you have the events of 2020 and beyond. Now is the time to unite in such numbers that there will be no end to this species. Only an uprising and groundswell so fierce, because love knows no bounds. Asyutta Kunayana, Sutta Kumayana, Syatayana Kunayana. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this episode has sparked the remembrance of who you truly are. If you've enjoyed this space, could you please like, follow, share, and/or subscribe? Your actions here assist me in reaching more people who could use a hand in reweaving their genetic lineage as one. I would be so incredibly thankful. I'd like to thank Life Effects Living Water for supporting me and this episode. Life Effects Living Water droplets revitalize, restructure, remineralize, and clean any fresh water from a multitude of contaminants, including fluoride, heavy metals, chlorine, agricultural and industrial chemicals, and pathogens. They are my best friend when it comes to removing what filtration misses, intracellular hydration, and supporting the ascension process. You can learn more at lifefxlivingwater.com. If you're looking for additional support on your journey, please visit my website, zarajmalstedt.com. I love questions and comments. Please feel free to get in touch. And lastly, if you feel to contribute to the growth of this work through a donation, please see the Patreon link in the show notes attached. Kasyutta Kunayana Sumayana Siataya. May you remember who you are as the eternal essence of all that is.